Good evening. And I just got a ding on my phone, probably one of you looking to see if I'm going to be on tonight. And we are, finally. I'm a little late as usual, 9:44. It's actually 4 minutes later than usual. But anyway, what the hell? It's Friday. We can relax and chill out. So once again, this is the StuntHangar video hangout. And welcome everybody who wants to come in and talk about aero modeling. And you can either visit on YouTube and watch and use the chat box, and we'll share your comments and suggestions and questions and answers and with the live video crowd. And the link to get in live is, of course, as always, the first post at the top of that chat box. That's next to the video on the StuntHangar YouTube channel. The link's also posted in the At the Bench thread. And actually, the link's posted, the link direct here is posted at the top of that chat box. I haven't been doing that lately, but we'll try it again. So we'll sit here and talk about modeling and whatever else interesting you've got to talk about for the next 2 or 3 hours. And we got a couple of YouTube viewers already. Nobody's checked in yet with a comment, but let me know who you are if you want to, or remain anonymous if you don't. And so hopefully we can have a pretty good crowd tonight. Monday was a fairly slim crowd. We had the YouTube side turn out in full force, but there was just 2 or 3 of us over here in the video side. So we ended up actually running a short show, but I went back and looked at it, and it was actually pretty good conversations we had. So hopefully we can do the same tonight. Hope we get a big crowd, and I'm hoping some of our old friends who hadn't been here in a while will come back. It's been kind of quiet around here from guys like Wally and a bunch of other. Oh, Tom Creasy's watching. Hey, Tom, with a big sunglasses smiley, just checked in over on the chat box on YouTube. I hope you're coming in live. I need somebody to look at, or somebody to look at me while I'm talking. So anyway, here we are, Friday night, ready to chill out. Got my coffee, got my cigarettes, got everything I need to hold on until about midnight or even 1. We went to 1 last Friday night. That turned out to be one of the longest shows we've done, but we had a good conversation going, and I didn't want to cut it off early. So as long as y'all got something to talk about, we'll keep going, either until my face hits the keyboard or the connection gets disconnected. And we got 4 YouTube viewers so far. While we're waiting for somebody to come in, I am going to change the link that's in the YouTube chat box. And rather than post the link directly into the live feed, here comes the post, a link to the post that's in StuntHangar. Kaboom. Okay, follow that link into StuntHangar, and it will tell you the link to the live video. Again, I just removed the top one. Okay, so get you to the same place, just a little more. Got to go around your elbow to get to your asshole, or rather your destination. So I hope everybody had a good week. It's always a night when everybody's kind of tired on Friday. Sometimes Mondays are wilder than Fridays, sometimes not. And so I hope we get a lively crowd tonight. We still got 4 viewers on YouTube. Nobody live yet. And I better pop out my cameraman controls. When you come in to join us, it may take a minute or a moment. It may take a moment for me to confirm who you are and let you in. And I'll tell you what's going on while it's happening. But you got to have enough light on your camera so I can see who you are. And then I will approve you. But Tom just came in like he belongs here. That's because I had my controls turned off. Boom, boom.
How am I doing? Am I doing
You're doing
okay?
great. Yep. Got good light sitting at your nice, clean looking workbench there. So what you got for us tonight?
I kind of dusted a little bit. I hear feedback.
I don't.
Wonder if it's me.
Must be, because I don't hear any feedback.
Okay, well, as long as you don't, it's fine. It's all right. Might be on my end.
Maybe. Have you got your speakers turned up louder than usual or something like that?
No.
Or your microphone input could be louder than usual. I don't know. Sometimes it's YouTube and, well, I call it the GoogTube. It's a combination of Google and YouTube. Sometimes it's just them, and there's nothing we can do about it. And I've had feedback come and go for no apparent reason. So.
Yep. Well, you got this thing. I tell you what. It's pretty stiff. No twist in it.
If you're trying to bend it, I'm not seeing any flexing on this side.
Yeah, near my. Hey, this turned out pretty good too. A little weight box.
Yeah.
See? But got a problem. I forgot all about it. This is a very important part for the Hurricane.
Is that an air scoop?
It's part of the rudder.
Don't tell me it's in the way of the weight box.
Well, yes, it is, and I'm glad that it is. It has its good points and it's got its bad points right now. Ooh.
Hi, Ron Hass. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Let's see here.
Ron checking in over on the YouTube side.
Yeah, see that right there?
Yeah.
That's part of being a Hurricane. That stab looking like this, or the rudder like that.
Yeah.
On the real plane, right here in this area, right here where my finger is right where the tail wheel is.
Mm-hmm.
On the real one. So we're gonna have to put the tail wheel right up here, just ahead of the box. But I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this piece here as my piece to take my whole hatch out. Pink. Let's see what I mean.
So you can open it from the bottom by removing that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my hatch will be connected to this piece.
Okay.
I can grab that and take it out. But my bolts are going through this way. I don't know. Can you see that? They're going that way. I need to have them go that way.
Oh, that'll be stronger, I think.
But because I can't get to my bolts. You see? I need a bolt here and a bolt here.
Yeah. Okay. Your video is chopping up so slow I have to wait for a second to see where you point, but I see what you're saying.
No.
Your audio is great. Your video is just slow and choppy. So
I'm like, it seems like it looks like I'm a long ways away. Don't it?
You got any extra tabs or any loads on your CPU that you don't usually have? Because you usually have a good video connection.
Yeah, let me close some of this stuff out.
Yeah, especially if you got anything with videos running in the background, and some websites throw video at you that you don't really want using up your resources.
I don't have anything. Everything's closed out. I only have one tab.
Okay.
That'd be you.
You're right.
No, I haven't been on for a while.
Yeah, we missed you the other night. I think you were planning on getting on apparently, but didn't make it. Nobody else did either. We only had me and Jim Ballard and Terry Forbes were the only ones, except for Charles was here for about the first 15 minutes, and then he had to go attend to other duties. And so it was just me and Jim and Terry. The good part is Terry can dominate a conversation, and it saves me from having to think up a lot of stuff to say when we get dead air.
Yeah, today on my way home, on my driving, I had to drive to my dad's, and it's like an hour drive. So on the way home on the way there and on the way back is when I figured I need to screw this way. I got them blocks on the inside right here. I got two wooden blocks going that way. For a wood screw to go in.
Yeah.
I wish I can utilize that somehow.
Now that cap that you just took off, that's hardwood, or is that balsa?
That is both. It's hardwood on the bottom. It's actually 16th plywood.
Yeah.
And that's what the head of my screw goes into, and then it's capped with a balsa strip.
Yeah.
Balsa wood, so I can shape it.
Right.
Yeah, what I need to do is maybe put a slit in these blocks on the side there, and then put a little tongue sticking out over here, and then slide into that slot and then screw it down. Other than that, I might have to just grind out them blocks, and because I don't want to start getting too much weight. And if I start adding blocks in here to it, then yeah, I want to at least accept this, and I might be able to do it.
Yeah, I think having it keyed in would probably be the best thing. See, I got somebody dinging my phone. Who we got here?
It's not me. I did that earlier.
No, it looks like it might be a buddy of mine. Let's see. Oh, it's somebody on the Facebook Messenger. Oh, let's see. Oh, it's a buddy of mine. I just reconnected with my old field buddy from back when I was in the office machines business, and we kind of reconnected the other day. And he has been a long time aero modeler and didn't realize that I was too at the time. We just never somehow got into it. But he just says he subscribed to my YouTube channel. I presume that's what he's talking about. And I looked at it, and he was just commenting. He likes it, good stuff. So good. I'm glad he liked it. I don't think I told him about this show, but I didn't tell him anything about where to find it. So I doubt if he's watching it.
Oh, I tried to. I went to YouTube and signed in YouTube and clicked on that link. Yeah, it wouldn't work for me. I had to go to StuntHangar.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem is with that link on YouTube. That's not the first time since the beginning that I've had people say they had to go in one way or the other because one of them wouldn't work. So, well, I'm glad we got two options. I hope we're not losing a lot of people because of that.
Man, I just hate to. Oh, well, I guess it really don't matter at this point. Now somewhere I had them blocks, because when I made the blocks, I ripped some wood on my on the table saw. Somewhere.
What's the history of the hurricane? That was late World War II, wasn't it?
Well, actually, over in UK, they had the prototype in 1935.
So it's not late. It was early.
But because I was looking at some images, because I'm going to get ready to shape this nose a little bit right here, where my finger is right here, and I got to get my engine mounted on and shape this nose yet. So I was wanting to familiarize it and downloading a couple, some images so I can, transfer my mind to my hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be just like a sight thing, But yeah, I was reading. I was like the prototype 1935. I'm like, wow.
Were any of those built in Canada?
No, I haven't. That's all I know right now.
Okay.
I just
For some reason that pops out in my head, but I don't have any idea if that's true or not. I think
when I research,
I don't know if they're dreamed or imagined or what.
Yeah, when I do the research, I'll let you know when I find out about the hurricane.
Okay. We got 10 guys watching us on YouTube right now.
Uh-oh.
Hey guys over on YouTube, we appreciate y'all watching.
Hey, I got a new friend today.
Oh yeah,
a couple days ago. Yeah, I don't know. He's Bruno. He's from Italy, and he's a control liner.
Bruno from Italy. You talking about a Facebook friend?
Yep.
There's somebody named Bruno that's in my friend list of friend request list, but my friend request list is absurdly long, and I have no idea where they all come from. I don't know if they're being automatically generated or if that many people are really requesting friends. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about Facebook, and I'm not sure how that stuff actually happens sometimes.
Well, I on Facebook, what I do is I kind of I go to their timeline.
Yeah.
I look at their timeline. I see if they're interested in planes,
Right. Sometimes I do.
And then I'll take a look at them personally. If I don't think that, wow, that's not very responsible.
Yeah. I mean, most of these guys are, even like Igor Berger. I know he didn't consciously request my friendship, but yeah, I've got a request from him, and I just think that maybe something's automatically generating them. And
some of them guys, they know. I hear this all the time. I heard it not too long ago, and it was on Facebook. From Pampa, that control line is dying, and I'm like, well, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm here. And actually, it was kind of weird because here lately there's been a lot of RC guys talking about building and flying control line, doing something different. So I don't think that's going to happen at all. But I do think
they've been saying that forever. I mean, you can look back at magazine articles from the 1940s and 50s, and they're saying the same thing. So it'll probably be around a while.
It's just like these guys I talk to on the control line. StuntHangar. Hell, there's a guy in France and this guy in Italy. There's a couple guys from Romania. They're different. New Zealand.
Yeah.
Australia. It's kind of all over, and this technology just makes everything like close, you know.
Yeah.
Some of these things that other countries are doing, other modelers, you ought to see their stuff. Some
Yeah,
of
you know what? In America, we're looked at as old guys that just play in the shop and play with toy planes. But over in Europe, they're revered. I mean, these guys are, written about in the newspaper and actually, sportsmen, looked upon as sportsmen. We got
I know.
we got Minnesota Mike, and guess who's back? Jorge Gonzalez from Colombia, South America. Good, Jorge. We've been missing you, buddy. I'm glad you came back. If you can join us live, we'd love it. But if you want to hang out on YouTube, that's fine too. I hope everything's been okay, because we kind of had some broadcast problems for a month or so, and I was afraid we'd lost a few people like you. But anyway, hello, Mike. I hope you're feeling better. I always hope you're feeling better. I hope everybody is. But and Jorge, good to see you back. I'm good, by the way. I'll officially quit calling you George now that it's a good year. It's my resolution. I'll quit calling you George and start calling you your real name.
Jorge?
Yeah, I think that's how he pronounces it in Spanish. Here comes Jim Ballard. Let me let him in. Jimbo. And boom, you should appear any second now.
Oh, I see a silhouette of him.
Yeah, I can't.
Shadow.
I hadn't gotten him to show up live yet.
The Shadow Man.
Yeah, let me close these controls and try him again. Show and broadcast. Come on, Jim. There we go. Okay, you can turn your mic on now.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Jim. All right. We've just equaled our grand total of video guests from Monday night. 2 and me. And I was just commenting before you came in that Jorge Gonzalez from Colombia, South America, is back in. And so we were talking about him the other night, wondering if he had skipped out on us or something. So he's here. Minnesota Mike's here. Ron Hass is here. So we're getting back to our usual crowd. So what you been doing, Jim?
Not a whole lot. Did some more work on a twister today. Got the fuselage and the wing glued.
Is that it I see behind you over your left shoulder?
Yes.
The flat wingtip gives it away.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm hoping in the next week I'll have it ready to fly. So, and that's good because I'm going to a contest in February, the middle of February, and I need to get it flown and trimmed before I go to the contest.
Yeah. Well, when they start looking like yours looks now, I start saying they'll be ready in a couple of weeks, and it usually turns out to be a couple of months, but that's just the way I work.
Well, I'm kind of that way too, Russell. But I have a deadline that I need to meet, so I'll try very hard to get it done and get it flown.
Boy, I had one of them deadlines before a couple years ago. Wow, boy, I just made it too. Those are rough ones.
What was that? The Bastard? Was that the
No,
deadline?
that was the Sherry Beth P40. One with the bi-directional flaps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What a plane. That flap system you got's incredible.
Oh, but you talking about that? Yeah, I got that landing gear done on the Rodax. What do you think?
Oh yeah, that's tough, and you can bend them to where you want them if you have to too, and
Yeah.
that'll do the job.
I ran into a dilemma over here on this side over here. This is a cheek.
Uh-huh.
See any wires or anything on that side?
No.
Yeah.
Let me blow you up full so everybody can see you.
Let me get my camera a little better. Oh, I don't know, it just seems like my camera's far away tonight for some reason. I like focus is out, or the zoom is out. Okay. I didn't want to put any wires or holes on that cheek because this cheek here is balsa.
Uh-huh.
And this is monocoat. And I didn't want to cut into that and drill into that and crap. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I don't know if anyone's ever done this, but this is the way I did it. I got, let's see here. I'm trying to get it so you can see it.
I can see.
I tell you what. I'll set
You know
it up
what? You might want to mouse up near the top and increase your bandwidth. Maybe somehow it got turned down.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
What's happened?
I was saying about your camera. Maybe you ought to mouse up to the top of the video screen and click on that bandwidth control and increase your bandwidth. Maybe that's why you're so jumpy, slow, and out of focus.
Oh, I'm on HD already.
Oh, really? You could try slowing it down too.
The 320.
I don't know if you want to go.
This is like it's a Pentium 5. You know, it's above average what usually everybody gets for a computer.
Yeah, I know, but this is more about the streaming connection than it is about the processing connection.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, we're getting what you're showing us. It's just we have to wait a minute for it to catch up with you when you move.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Minnesota Mike says he's doing good, getting stronger every day. So am I, Mike.
Good deal.
Oh, you got that gear bent over the fuselage, don't you?
Yeah. See.
Excellent. Yeah, that looks strong. That looks good and strong.
Yeah, and then that clamp here.
Yeah.
Right here. Okay, that's balsa wood that it's into. Now, here's what I did was see this clamp right here.
I can't see what you're pointing to or tapping on. All I see, yeah, I can see it.
It's a bolt. Here. I'm trying to go real slow moving so it's not jerky. Is that clear? Can you see the bolt?
Yeah.
There, that's better. Okay, when you take this bolt out and take this clamp off, there's a 5/16 dowel rod. I drilled through the eighth doubler, drilled through the 1/2-inch balsa, went through the other 1/8-inch doubler on the cheek side.
Yeah.
And stopped. So that measured just a fraction over 3/4 of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
So I push a 5/16 dowel rod in that hole. That's just a fraction over 3/4 of an inch. So it goes through both plies. Now that's done. Now this wire I've got bent. It's bent through the doubler, goes through the 1/2-inch balsa, and goes through the other 1/8-inch doubler. The wire inside.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
That thing that you guys, you know, it's real long. Yeah, it's just like you guys were telling me about Wendy video of bending the landing gear and having a short leg going into the wing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like I said, that bend here goes all the way through both doublers. So that should be pretty strong. I mean, I'm hoping I don't have any.
That's plenty adequate. I mean, if you land it hard, it's going to be a problem no matter how strong you build it. So I think
Yeah.
you got fine.
Well,
And you're a
that
good
dowel
lander.
rod,
So
this dowel rod going in there that I put in there, this bolt here,
yeah,
that's in the center line of the dowel rod.
yeah, I understand.
You see? So I use one dowel rod for 2 mounting points.
Right. Yeah, I
That
understand
saved me,
exactly what you're saying.
had to save me some weight.
Yeah, that's plenty strong.
I think so.
I love your monocoque wheel wells there, or whatever you call them.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks like it actually looks like a recess that's just in the shadows.
Yeah, I know, right? Especially, if it's up in the air and flying around. But
Yeah,
if you get real close to it, you can see where the old landing gear is. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But I don't give a crap. I just want to be able to take off and land and thing fly really well.
yeah.
Okay. So I pretty well, this airplane ready already. I mean, it's ready to fly now. And I've got the bastard landing gear on that. It's done. So it's ready to fly. So I got 2 flyable planes.
Yeah, Ron
And
Nass
let's
says he thinks this hobby's all about how to solve problems, and he's right. Oh, we got an echo going now. Somebody's using the microphone in the background.
What'd you say?
I said, Ron Hess says, I think this hobby is all about how to solve problems. And he's right. You got to do a little engineering, no matter whether you're building from a kit or if you're fixing stuff, you've always got to be improvising and solving problems.
Yeah.
It's good for your brain. And then we were getting an echo, but it disappeared. So I guess we're okay now.
I'm just so happy I got all ready to fly for the season. Really.
That's a rough looking wing leaning up against the wall back there. That's why you're refinishing, right?
We're going to change gears a little bit. This thing here, to do what I've got to do, I'm going to be, it's going to be real noisy in my shop. So I'll do that at another time. It's late at night. Because I'm not going to leave these hardwood blocks inside this little weight box and then put more weight box or put more hardwood in there, more weight. I'm not going to do it. So we'll move on to another project. I get to go to a swap meet Sunday.
I hope you get some good stuff.
Yeah, I need some 1/8 inch music wire. Locally here in at our hardware store, it's not hardened steel. It's soft, you know, it's just cold rolled steel.
We got 12 viewers watching us tonight. Pretty good crowd over there on StuntHangar. Thanks, guys. And I just posted a reminder of the link where you can go to get it if you want to join us in the video.
Okay. Yeah, what we got to do to this one is we have to see how much this weighs, and we have to make another weight box. Two 2.2. Yep. Yeah, I finally got my car that I messed up. I finally got it fixed.
Y'all bear with me. I'm texting right now.
Yeah, I figured because I heard something. I thought it was a chicken, but it was your fingers pecking.
Yeah, it's my buddy Barry from back in the day. He's just reconnected with me. I'm telling him where to go to get to this show.
Oh, you're telling him where to go? That's not very nice.
All right. I just sent out an invitation. Maybe he'll join up with us. Oh, is somebody trying to get in? I was looking down. Yeah, hang on. Let's see. Oh, Steve. Sorry, I didn't realize you were there.
Oh, I was
Should we
busy.
broadcast? Okay.
I was busy on my plane. Didn't even.
Muncie, now he can turn his mic on when he comes back. I didn't.
Yeah, I know that's Steve because I know that door.
Oh, that's Steve Muncie, not Steve Hines.
Oh,
Yeah.
looked like Steve Hines'
But-
door.
Yeah, he's walked away from the mic, but I hope he hadn't been there long waiting for me. See if I can get his mic to turn on manually.
You hear a bunch of stuff in the background.
Control panel. Oh no, it is Steve Hines.
Ah, see?
Yeah, I
know
just
doors.
enabled his
I
microphone.
know doors.
There he is. Hey,
All right.
Steve. I was
Hey.
looking down texting. I didn't realize you were trying to get in.
That's all right. That's why I decided to go get a cigarette.
Yeah, good idea.
You can watch Tom there messing with the front end of his airplane.
Yeah, I'm still messing with it. what is the date today?
Was that 4-stroke?
Yeah.
The date today is the 26th.
Guys, I'm going on 76 days without a cigarette.
Holy cow.
Yep, since November 10th.
That's a good deal.
The scars on your ears healed up yet?
What's that?
The scars on your ears healed up yet? I never heard of such a thing. That was you that got the shock treatment, right?
Yep. Yep. I guess, I don't know, man. I guess it's psychological, maybe. I don't know, but yep, got zapped. He goes, you might feel.
It might
You
be
might
psychological because that sounds like a real attention getter.
Yeah, because he said, you might feel a little tingle, but let me know because that I don't know how powerful that you know, to make it for you because every person's different.
Yeah,
Said,
like
right.
pain tolerance.
Yeah, so he turned it on. He goes, oh crap. And about that time, my ear went, zzz. It sounded like one of them, you know, that fly swatter that you had, the electric tapper.
It
Yeah,
went kapow when I stuck my finger in it.
I think electroshock therapy might work on me, but they'd have to hook it into a different spot. And every time I grab my lighter, they'd have to let me have it.
What about your wife? How strong was her shock? What did she say about it?
Who, mine?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was
there. She says, "Oh no, it was mine. It was okay. I never got shocked at all. I just felt a little tingle."
So
like,
is she still cigarette free?
How's she doing?
No, she's doing okay.
She hadn't smoked yet?
Huh?
Has she smoked any yet?
Yes.
See,
So
they
need to turn up the voltage.
Her too.
Yeah, well, we had my wife's mother passed away, and she'd been fighting Alzheimer's for many years, and yep, with the Christmas and with that, yeah, it happened right around Christmas, and that it started to, you know, going down quick, and then after the first of the year. She was always an Elvis fan. She loved Elvis, you know, ever since she was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
She even has a card signed by Elvis when she was a teenager. Everything is Elvis. Well, she died on Elvis's birthday. She passed away. Can you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah.
My
everything's back to normal. I mean, you know, work. We've been taking off work and schedules, and you know, everything's getting back on schedule now. So that's where I've been the last couple of weeks.
My mother-in-law is in a nursing home, and she's in the dementia section, but she's thriving over there. I mean, she doesn't. I think she thinks she's on vacation, but they brought an Elvis impersonator in a couple of weeks ago, and she really enjoyed it because he gave her a scarf or something. I don't know. He probably gave everybody something. But she thought she was special. Yeah. But she felt really special about it. That's all she could talk about the rest of the day is Elvis. That Elvis gave me this scarf, you know, no matter what the conversation was about, it always came back to that. So she thought that was fun as hell. Of course, she was a piano teacher and had a degree in music, and now all of that's gone, you know, but she's still, you can tell that's where her mind and roots are, and so that Elvis thing, that was really great for her. But I don't know that she was a big Elvis fan, but you know, she's from that generation. So
yeah, we for her birthday one year we did that too. We got a Elvis impersonator to come in. She just loved that.
Yeah, Samantha signed the wall there this year on her way back from Texas. She wanted to stop at Graceland.
Oh, did she?
And we got there like 5 minutes late to go on the last tour. So we just kind of walked around, looked at stuff, and went to stores, and she signed the wall.
Yeah. We stopped at a gift shop in some places, right. I guess it was across the street from Graceland, and bought some paraphernalia, but we've never been in it.
So does that look like it's going to balance out good for you, Tom?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've got it. I'm still going to have to add a little weight, I think, up front, about 1.5 ounces, and I should be okay. But it's a lot better than that brick I took out.
Okay. Well, once you get the prop, you can run a little heavier prop and heavier spinner and stuff like that.
Hey, I want to say
that was the first brick, Steve.
Yeah, I remember you showing me how much you had in there.
Okay.
Man, that's a chunk of lead there, boy.
Yeah. Now I'm down to this little. I'm down to this little tiny thing.
The less you can get, the better.
That's it. Because I don't want to run this. I don't want to run this heavy hub on my motor.
No.
So I'm going to get rid of it, and I'm going to drill a hole right through here. Right where the scoop would be on the P40, 1/2 inch. I'd like to maybe get.
Have you tried to balance it with a prop and the spinner and all that?
Yeah. Yep. That's what I come up with this.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and I had it hanging. Right here off the push rods. Had the weight hanging.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to be. Because even moving it from here to there is a big, moving it that far is a lot. So what I need to do is get a dowel rod and drill out a dowel rod. Wouldn't matter. I guess it wouldn't have to do that. It'd be this lead would be all right sitting there and that in between in that balsa wood, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, just stuff it so it can't rattle around.
Then I do have some, a coat rack. I got some 3/4 inch dowel rod. Pulling that one 1/2 inch, and then I'll melt this lead down right here. That hole that I drilled in that wooden dowel rod, and then split the dowel rod apart, and I'd have my plug to put in my plug right here. Zip it right down in there. Then put a cap over it.
Your camera froze up or something, Tom?
It keeps doing that. He's got some kind of camera problem tonight.
Oh, okay.
And it sucks.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I just can't believe you can hold that piece of lead so still for so long.
I can. Hold your arms out.
I usually turn my bandwidth down if I'm getting jerky and freezing like that.
Oh, let me go play with it.
Okay. And then it's not as clear.
Play with my bandwidth.
Then it's not as clear, but at least it's smooth.
Charles got on yet?
No,
tonight?
Charles.
What is his YouTube channel? I can't find it.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I was gonna hope he was on there and he could give it to me. I looked and I couldn't find it.
I'll find it before we get off tonight. When y'all start yakking and dominating the conversation, I'll dive out and take a look.
Okay, I got it on medium now. See what it does.
You're still not in the picture.
Okay. I'm gonna click on you now.
I showed up. It didn't make a difference.
Now.
Looks like you're doing the robot.
All I got's black right now. It'll show up in just a second.
Black.
Mine looks like someone's attacking him.
How's the planes coming along, Steve?
Oh, not too bad. I got the flu, and I've been so damn sick, and it's been taking so long to get back over it.
Oh, wow.
I went down to Jeff Truxler's dad's funeral, and I believe I got it there. And the next day I come back, I made it a half a day at work until I had to come home. And then from there, I slept like 3 days straight, besides having to pee and stuff like that, get up, drink, and eat nothing. And I did okay today, but I was really, my muscles and stuff are just so tired. But the weird part is that it about destroyed my wrists. I don't understand. My wrists were so sore. I could hardly move them. My left one hurts a little bit yet, but the right one's fine now.
And it'll clear up when the weather gets warm. Everybody's hurting right now, I think.
Yeah,
we need clear, warm weather and some good flying time.
Dangerous this time.
I'm walking around a lot without my cane now inside the house. I can't do it outside, but so I can see myself being able to fly pretty soon. Maybe not seriously, you know, flying patterns, but believe I can stand up and hold a plane.
You got any paved circles around or anything like that?
Everything I fly on here is grass, except my field at Congaree's got a paved, well, it's not paved, but it's fabric, really tight polyester, I think, fabric runway for the RC guys. And if I stand on it with some good flat sole shoes, that should be pretty stable. And so if I can, you know, get out there and launch and fly with the pilot circle right there at the end of the runway, I'll be all right. Now, I'm not talking about within the next couple of weeks, but, you know, maybe before the spring season opens, first of May.
What has the doctor says? You think you're coming along good?
Yeah, especially considering all of my underlying problems that should be slowing me down. I'm on par with otherwise healthy patients, so can't argue with that.
Well, that's good.
Samantha been flying any lately?
No, it's been way too cold here. It got up to 50 here today, but the wind was blowing about 25 miles an hour.
Did you say 45 or 25?
25. Yeah, so
yeah, that's a pretty stiff wind. That's what we flew in all weekend at the May Huntersville contest. I mean, we were sitting there I was sitting there on the bleachers on Saturday while we were flying the profile event, and the trees were swinging so hard on the other side of the circle from the bleachers that the crows couldn't even land on the limbs. They'd come in and make a shot at it and miss and have to go around for another approach. And I'm sitting there thinking, when the crows have to do a go around because the limbs are moving too much, we really ought not be flying control line airplanes.
That's gonna mess your paint up.
We messed a bunch of paint up that day. Not me though.
That's good.
You know, there was only 2 guys that got the pattern points and profile that day, and neither one of them were the winners of the event.
Wow.
I did not get the pattern points. Actually, I ran out of gas in the vertical 8 because I had to screw with it on the starting line for so long that I blew my fuel mileage. But it's just as well. In fact, it cut off during the vertical 8. Luckily, I was at the top of a overhead loop, and I had plenty of time to catch it.
Yeah. And you had the wind blowing you out too, keeping line tension. Because a lot of time it quits right up there, and it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. You never know where it's going to go. It might fall right at your feet.
Yeah.
Sometimes. That's how I lost my Oriental. I was in the middle of an overhead 8 with the Oriental, and I have a bad habit of turning too soon rather than flying through straight up and then back around me. And if you go straight up and then start your turn, your ass is in a dead crosswind, and there's no no telling where the wind's going to slap that plane. And it came right down 15 feet inside the circle. So no matter how hard I had run, I would have never caught that plane.
Yeah, I can't run that fast.
But I fly in the wind out at Fort Jackson all the time. It's always windy there. So, that's good. That's good for me for contests, because if you're going to fly in contests, you better be able to fly in the wind.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, bring a couple different airplanes, one for wind and one without wind.
I never have that many that fly. I'm always wrecking them. So I'm usually down to 1 or 2 planes.
Jim, what do you got back there on the bench? It looks like you got a airplane you're working on.
Got a twister.
Is that a twister? Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. It's a adjustable rudder, adjustable lead outs, adjustable outboard weight, and adjustable tank height.
Oh, okay. Did you shorten the nose up a little bit?
No, the nose stock. I put a cheek cowl on it though.
Oh, okay. That's what looks a little different then. It's like something looks different on it.
There's all kinds of different iterations of the twister.
Yeah. I hope this one works out good.
Yeah, hopefully it does.
Sparky's here. Hang on, Sparky. Let me let you in. Show and broadcast. He doesn't want to let him turn on. Hang on, let me operate my controls here. And
you about ready to cover that, Jim?
Yep. I've got the
Sparky, I'm trying to let you in. For some reason it's resisting. So there you go. Now you can turn your mic on, Sparky, and you'll be with us.
For some reason, there we go.
Yep. Sometimes it doesn't want me to let you in. I don't know why, but we got you. So how you doing tonight? You hadn't been with us in a long time.
Right. Yeah, you'll never guess where I'm at.
Looks like a hospital or something.
Don't look like you're in Dayton, are you?
Nope.
You look like you're in an orange room.
Stockerton, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. What are you doing there?
Tomorrow morning I'll be at Bob Hunt's house.
Oh, cool.
So I'll do a it won't be a live show, but I'll do a video from Bob Hunt's place.
You just going over there to fly?
No, we're gonna go pick up some airplanes. We just got in.
So what? Bob's selling off some airplanes, or?
Yeah, my boss bought his passing wind.
Oh, okay. Is that smaller twin?
No, it's a big twin. Both twin. No, I bought 2 of them.
It's actually the south wind, right?
Yeah.
Let
me see if I can find a picture of it.
Well, didn't he come up with like a smaller version of that twin? That he cut the wing down some and stuff like that.
I don't know. Well, you'll see it when we get them.
Okay.
I'm about to show it to you. This is the second wind. Okay.
Oh, the second wind? Yeah, I've seen that. That's a beautiful plane.
I call it passing wind.
He had like 3 of them. When I talked to him, he had like 3 different twins.
Can y'all see that?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He builds a sweet looking plane, doesn't he? Look how sleek that is. That's just beautiful.
Nice airplane.
Yeah, and it's real light too. He let me pick it up.
That guy right there bought it.
What other one did you buy?
He's got two of them.
Two of them. The one he flew at the Nats is a small one, and the big one is not complete yet. It's all built, but there's no electric in it or anything.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, I
we're
knew
thinking
he
of
made like
both
3
of them.
different sizes. Made a bigger one, the one he flew, and a smaller one.
Smaller one's the one he flew at the Nats.
Show that
Oh.
picture again, Rusty.
All right.
Were you staying at a La Quinta?
No, Motel 6.
Oh,
We're staying in India.
I seen that orange, and I thought that looks kind of like a Spanish color.
No, this is India.
Oh, this is India.
Yeah, we are standing inside ourselves.
Okay, there it is again.
Yep, that's the one he flew at the Nats. Small one in
Yeah.
2015.
Hey, Sparky, Gary Lutz told me when I talked to you to thank you about that that primer, that 540.
Yeah.
He said it saved him at least half, if not more, time on finishing.
Everybody that tries it likes it. It is great stuff.
He said he just couldn't believe it, how much time it saved and how well it filled and stuff like that. He said that he'd never use silver and stuff again.
No. Well, it only took me 25 years to find it.
Yeah, he had to special order it.
Yeah.
They had one can, and he got that, and he tried it, and he liked it, and he went back, and they said, "Well, we don't have any more. We had that for a long time, or whatever." He was like, "Can you get it?" And they said, "If you want to order a case, he's like, give me a case."
That's what I ordered by. Let me show you my new
Tom
toy for the Nats this year.
Tom Creasy sprayed a whole case on one plane one time.
Yes.
We got a bullwhip.
Nope.
What the hell are we?
Looks like a steering wheel.
I can't tell what we're looking at.
Ain't looking at nothing yet.
Oh,
That explains it.
no, new handgun.
Nope. But just as deadly.
It's okay. I'm looking at you through a layer of bulletproof glass.
I bet you it's a new camera or a new video.
I bet it.
Oh, that's one of them that no matter what you do, it'll a stabilization camera or whatever.
Gyroscopically stabilized.
Yeah, watch it. Do you see it flopping there?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Shoots 4K, 100 frames or 120 frames a second for super slow motion, so I can catch these jerk offs and the bullshit flying that they're doing. Pan, zoom.
And then once you got it where you want, then it automatically stabilizes, or
Yeah, now watch it. When I pull the trigger, it doesn't matter where I point the handle. The lens stays
yeah.
focused right where I want it.
That'll be a nice smooth video, especially if you're walking or on the move.
Well, I'm going to get a Z-axis. I can't afford everything all at once. This was pretty pricey as it is. But I wanted to have this handy anyway.
How much are the batteries?
$50 a piece.
How much?
50.
Whoa.
I got 3 of them. So got that.
They a LiPo or a Li-Fi battery or?
Same thing we use in our airplanes. This is a airplane, you know, a drone camera.
Oh, okay.
The three-axis gimbal stabilized camera from a DJI drone.
Cool.
So, and you can control it from your smartphone. So I can set it down. The smartphone goes in this clip here. So you can, I can't broadcast. I thought I could broadcast live time, but I can't because the Wi-Fi connection is taken up by the camera. So you can't broadcast, you know, you can only use one or the other.
Oh, okay.
But I might get a Osmo Mobile so that I can do a live broadcast with the Osmo, but I need a better camera. This has a 5 megapixel camera. And if you remember, I did the Nats and it was okay, but not super quality. So if I get a better cell phone with like a 12 megapixel camera and a DJI Osmo Mobile, then we can have super good live footage.
Can you just get a different kind of camera and put on that? Like a drone camera?
No, that is a drone camera. This camera here goes on. Undone, there we go. This camera here goes underneath the drone.
Yeah. Then why do you need more megapixel on your phone?
Because the picture's not very good.
Oh, I thought that the camera, that drone camera, was actually what had the megapixels and all that kind of stuff in it.
The phone is bottlenecking it, Steve.
No, you're not understanding. The camera, I'm going to shoot video with this camera. It'll shoot 4K. That's better than what you see in the movie houses.
Right.
But I can't live shoot with this. I have to upload it, then edit it. Because I'm using the phone as the monitor for the camera. So the Wi-Fi connection is taken up by the camera on the phone.
Okay.
If I want to broadcast with the phone, I have to use it via Bluetooth. The only one that does that is the DJI Osmo Mobile. So it's connected to Bluetooth, and your Wi-Fi connection is open to broadcast.
Oh, okay.
Hannity, Ingram Angle. Well, I just thought I'd come in and say hello. And
right.
I saw you. We were going down the road. I pulled you up on the phone. You just had 3 of you in there. And but I thought I'd say hello and tell you where we're headed. We're headed to Stockard.
That sounds fun.
Tell Baba said hi.
Thanks for dropping in.
All right, guys.
Stay easy.
All right, see you later, Sparky.
Take it easy.
See ya.
See you, Sparky.
All right, the big guy himself. My buddy that I was telling you about, his name's Barry, my old field tech partner from back in the day, back in the 90s and 80s, 90s, I guess, is watching us on his telephone. Oh, Gerald Wimmer just came in with us. I see on the YouTube side. Hey, Gerald. Yeah, he's watching Sparky show his camera. So I hadn't been paying attention to the YouTubers. Sorry about that, guys.
He's from New Zealand, isn't he?
Gerald is in New Zealand. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
I was just telling y'all about my buddy Barry. I just hooked up with the other night for the first time in several decades, and he's watching us via telephone, but he doesn't have a connection to get in with us live. And so I guess he's watching the current stream. I don't know if he's delayed or not, but anyway, Barry, if you see a chat box, you can communicate with us there, but people on telephones don't always see that chat box for some reason. I don't know what the problem is with it.
Well, I don't understand why I can't get on with my telephone or tablet anymore, but I just can't.
Steve, when you're on your phone, can you see the chat box?
No. Well,
No.
yeah, you can. No, if you're on it, you can't. If you're watching it, you can.
Oh, okay.
But as soon as you go
Right. Because
to
you got to have
in it,
you'd have to have two
that box
screens.
disappears.
Yeah. You'd have to have a split screen, I guess, like I've got on my monitor here.
Yeah. Throw a prop on there and fire that thing up, Tom.
I'd love to, man. I'm just thinking about it. I'd like to. I can't wait.
We'll just have you turn your mic down a little bit so we just hear it run.
Oh no, you got to have a full bore, and you got to hear the whole thing, man.
Being a 4-stroke though, it'll be quiet as hell anyway.
Yeah.
I have never flown a 4-stroker.
I never had, well, I have it in control line. The one thing I like about 4-strokes are how they idle. That's after
Yeah.
But I love it to hear them idle. That's OS.
Yep.
Now is that what? It's a 40.
It's a 52.
Oh, it's a 52. I have a 40 pre-surpass, but I've never. I got it, and a friend of mine, well, he died, but he gave it to me before he died, and told me to promise him to put it on an airplane. So one of these days, I got to get it on an airplane. But it runs good and stuff like that. But I just got to get some kind of a Venturi set up or something to use it for control line.
Yep. Yeah, this year I think when I see Jim Lee, I'm going to buy that tool that he's got so I can be able to sand this down, this front of this.
That works really nice.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is if you have a flat back spinner that's bigger than what you need there,
Hey,
like a true turn.
Nope, all I got's these damn plastic Durbro crap.
You probably could do it up with a piece of plywood, even a piece of balsa wood if it was pretty stiff, and then drill a hole in it. And I did it with a piece of plywood, stuck a little piece of brass tubing in there to slide over, and
right.
And then just grab it. It was square, and I could grab it and just push it up there and sand it down.
I think that's what I'm going to do.
It worked pretty, it didn't work too bad. But I then found an old true turn spinner that's like 3-inch. And when I bought some stuff at a swap meet, the back plate came in there, and I'm like, I wonder if I put some of that damn sticky sandpaper on there and got the right little bushing, if that would work. Sure shit, it worked. But it's hard to return. That one of Jim Lee's, you grab onto that front piece, man, you can.
Easy peasy, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, every time I see him, I always buy a couple things, and make life a little easier in building. That's for sure.
The thing is with that Dubro spinner, that steps in, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah, but here's a Durabro spinner right here too. You see.
Yeah,
And,
Stepson.
Gerald's
That's the
joining.
hard part to do because the Jim Lee sands it flat to the face of the.
Hey, Gerald. Hey, Gerald's with us.
Gerald's
Good
here.
evening, Gerald. How you doing?
It sands it flat to the face. Well, then it doesn't go on. It's not sanded back far enough for that little inlet on the back of that spinner.
oh, you mean on his tool?
Yeah, it's so that
I'd have to take
that
this.
thrust plate right there.
Yeah, I'd have to take that off, wouldn't I?
Yeah, and then figure out some place to stop that from going in too deep. Unless you just take it back off and put it back on and.
Oh, I know. That's right. Put it, yeah, on and off, on and off.
Right.
My favorite spinners lately have been the Dave Brown aluminum spinners that are sold under the Great Plains name. I've been buying the 2-inch ones, and for $15 you can get a brushed aluminum, or for $18 you can get a polished aluminum one. Except they were out of the adapters. You know, you have to have the adapter nut to go on the front, and then it screws in with the bolts through the point of through the nose of the spinner.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get them if you can find them on Hobby King. I think they're $5.99 for the same thing.
Aluminum, really?
They're really nice. Like $6 aluminum spinners.
I'm gonna have to look for that.
Yeah,
because they can take a lot more punishment. I mean, I've bent one and straightened it back out, and it runs fine. I was scared it would ruin my 4.2 brake, you know, having a little bit of vibration from where I had straightened it out, but the engine cuts in and out just like it's supposed to. FP40 on my twister.
I was gonna say, Tom, with that Jim Lee deal, if you use the Brodex spinner, and that has like a raised piece in the back, it's actually the opposite of a Dubro that cups in. This one has a piece that sticks out, and if you take that and sand it up to that hub, you slide on a Brodex spinner. It's a perfect 1/16 of an inch gap. It automatically gaps that, so it doesn't rub. But that's why I've been using Brodex spinners when I'm doing it, because it's so easy. I'm lazy.
So let's say hey to Gerald. He's been watching us for a couple of minutes. How you doing, Gerald? How's everything down in New Zealand?
Oh, it's hot and humid, and yeah, it's still good flying weather when it's not windy. And
hot and humid sounds good.
How'd your contest go?
Well, our nets went quite well for me and the boys. We all flew, and I didn't do terribly well in my placing in stunt, or vintage stunt, but I managed to come second in scale, and my one of my boys came third in scale, and we were quite happy with that. We've got another contest coming up in about 2 weeks' time down in Mercer, so we'll want to try and prepare our models and give that one a go as well while the weather's with us, and we're able to get in a bit of flying before it gets cold again and wet. So, it's quite good right now, being hot and humid and not too windy. But we're just trying to get a better fleet of models sorted out.
It won't start getting cold about what, March? Into March?
Yeah, March, April, it starts to chill down, and it's just when it goes into the autumn months and the weather, it just gets really windy. Right now, it's quite stable.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to get the boys to learn their stunt pattern, and they're gradually getting better at it. But I just had the cat join me on my lap. But they're slowly learning. It just takes a while to get those basic maneuvers. My older son was out doing loops the other day, and he was flying pretty well with his little biplane. You sort of told him it's a limited plane, you're going to have to fly nice wide maneuvers, and he did very well. He's able to cope with most of the emergencies that happen now, so he's getting quite good, and he's keen to fly, which is another big bonus. So we got an old model of mine that I wanted to try as an electric model, but my electric motor off an old 3D foamy just was not enough power for control line. So I'll up the game, and I've got a another electric motor I'll perhaps try on it. That one was about the power of about a 20, so we might give that a go as well. That's why it might be good for the boys learning, because it's instant, and using the 2.4 gigahertz, if something goes wrong, they just cut the throttle and then they can land, which is quite good. The model came in on them, they could cut the throttle rather than have that death dive wing over into the circle. They could cut the throttle and it sort of glided in. So that was quite neat with the electric. And the 2.4 gigahertz control I use for the scale model, so we're all set up to do that. And I'm quite keen to do a twin engine stunter, and that sort of gives me a bit more enthusiasm trying that idea.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we did that for a guy that had a really bad breathing problem, and he'd lose some, I don't know, his oxygen level go down, and he'd be stumbling around, and Samantha had to run out in the middle of the circle and save a plane, and a couple other guys. So that's what we did, is made him a with a transmitter that was on, he could hook it on his chest, bring it up, and then if something happened, he could reach down and kill the throttle, and the engine was set down, and he could land the airplane. And that worked for about a year and a half, until now he can't even make it to the middle of the circle. But
yeah, it's a pity.
Yeah, for emergency stuff. But yeah, we thought about actually doing it from outside the circle, and just when he, wanted to take off to hit the throttle, and if he signaled to kill it, then we could just kill it from outside the circle.
Well, that worked well with my son. He was flying his big 40-powered Hellcat at the nets, and at times it just got too much for his arm. It was pulling on his arm, and he just said, "Oh, kill the throttle, Dad," and I'd kill the throttle for him. He was concentrating on flying. I could do that for him, but we had it set up with an RC car transmitter, so he just had to use his throttle finger on it. But otherwise, if he wanted, I could hold the transmitter separately. The setup's very simple, but with the RC cars, normally half the finger movement is brake and half is accelerated, half's brake. So you've just got to change the setup in the transmitter so that it's all so it goes from idle to full power. So I use that for my scale models at the nets, and we used it for Sun Otto's model. But you could see it'd be ideal if somebody's in the circle, they're having difficulty, just have it set up outside of the circle, and you could kill it for them if they get into trouble. But,
well, what I was thinking is that on that RC car deal, they got reverse and forward like that on that.
Yeah.
And if you use that, if you messed up one of your maneuvers, you could just back up and redo it again.
Yeah.
You have to make a special canard model that'll fly backwards, but I'm sure you could.
Well,
I was just got my T-shirt.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Alina got it for me for Christmas, but it's a bit hot now, being long sleeve. I don't dare put it on right now. It's just a little bit too sticky.
Is that a long sleeve?
Yeah, that one's a long sleeve. I thought it'd be good for sun protection, but it's just muggy right now. So
I didn't remember those were available. I'm gonna have to get a long sleeve one.
I like to keep my arms out of the sun if I can avoid it.
Yeah.
But I hate putting suntan lotion all over my arms, and they all start coming up with a rash if I've got suntan lotion all over myself.
Yeah.
So when I normally fly,
I wish they had a pocket on it. I like a pocket, I like a regular shirt. So that's my preference with T-shirts, is pocket tees. That way I can keep a pen and a pad in it or something like that without it falling out every time I bend over to pick something up.
Pocket, it's called a pocket protector.
Well, yeah. I never was a pocket protector type of guy.
You got everything you need in there. You've got tweezers, you got a flashlight, you got a ruler, you name it.
It's not nice having flat things fall into your motor while it's running, though. That's the only thing I've found when I put things in my...
Yeah, that'd be awful, wouldn't it? Like have a hoodie on and have one of the strings fall over.
Yeah, raincoat, yep.
Yeah, I've been a mechanic for so many years that I don't wear jewelry. I'm really self-conscious because yeah, I really pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Oh, let's see. We got
Mike Myers.
Mark McRiley, aka Mike Myers. Hang on just a second there, Mark. Let me
He's in the
light you
chat.
up. Yeah. It takes me several tries to let people in. I'll be with you in just a second. There we go. Now you can open your mic and we'll have you set up, Mark.
Howdy.
There we go. Howdy. How you doing tonight?
Hello.
Doing pretty good. How y'all doing?
We're good.
Good, thank
We're just kind of getting rolling
getting a
here.
little sleepy. I've had a long week.
So what you got going on tonight, Mike? I mean, Mark. Mike. Okay, I gotta stop reading your little avatar and remembering your name.
Yeah. I was gonna throw together a quick airplane for the Traveling Engine 3.
Wake up, Tom.
I know it, right?
You're sitting there with your eyes closed. You haven't moved in like 5 minutes.
I know. Good thing I took the prop off of this thing and poked my eyeball out. I'll fall into it. Well, I finally got my car fixed. In 40 years, I never had a car fall off a jack, a hoist, or anything, and it happened to me at my dad's house. Just pushed the air conditioner, radiator, and cooling fan right up out of the hood.
Oh man!
Luckily, the hood was up, but yeah, it's on the road now. Got it all done.
Yeah, I worked on Samantha's car, and
What's that?
I put some jack stands under it, and I'll be damned that thing didn't shift a little bit when I was coming out from under it, and it hit them jack stands. And it's like, yeah, I'm kind of glad I did that now.
Yeah, yeah. It's always a couple of scary moments. Getting in and out, getting it up on the jack stands where I don't like to be underneath the car, but I've never had an accident, but always real careful about it.
So why'd you have it jacked up? Probably change the oil, and then you end up ruining a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an oil change there. That was a $390 oil change.
That's kind of like with me. I spent $125 a gallon on fuel, on gasoline, on my truck. Thing quit running, so I got online and there was a recall, and they had this little relay. So it was like $130 or whatever to have it towed in. So I'm like, how much is that relay? And I said $2.67. I'm like, well, hell, I'll just buy that and put it in. Bought it, put it in. Damn thing started right up. A week later, headed down the road. Thing did the same damn thing, just quit. Like it run out of gas. I'm like, well, shit. Another relay went bad, so had it towed home, and went and got me another relay, put the relay in it, cranked it, wouldn't do shit. I said, I got back online. They said, oh, sometimes when the relay burns up, it can burn up the whole computer module.
Oh, crap.
Ain't that great. So I had it, spent my $130, had it towed into town, and they looked at it and stuff and called me up, said, yep, it's going. And I'm like, oh, okay. I said, what was wrong with it? They said, your fuel gauge went bad and you were out of gas.
Oh.
And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. So they charged me $170, or no, $120. So that's why and they put 2 gallons of fuel in it. So that 2 gallons of fuel cost me $125 a gallon.
Wow.
Then I had to get the fuel gauge
I've come
fixed.
across that very same thing. I've come across that. Yeah, that's pretty weird. You never know what it is. You have symptoms, and they'll be the same symptoms, but there might be 6 different things it could be.
Well, and what's really weird is that I bought that truck in 2005. It was made in 2004. The same truck made in 2005 has a recall on that on the sending unit or whatever in the tank. But since mine was built in 2004, it doesn't. I said, well, what's the difference in the two? They take a different part? They said, no, it's the same one. I'm like, well, that ain't that a bunch of shit. But the recall went from 2005 to 2007. Anything outside of that, they don't pay for. That was another $300 to have that fixed. Tank dropped and the price of the new pump and everything. And
Yeah, them pumps are dealies. They're doozies sometimes.
yeah, I could have did it cheaper, but it's like, man, once I pay to have all that stuff taken down, because I tried to drop that tank. And oh, what a pain in the ass that was.
Is there some place down the line you could splice a pump into it that would still pull gas out of the tank?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, the pump worked. It was the sending unit that hooked on the pump. Measured how much gas you had in the tank.
Yeah.
So
here's,
yeah,
Rusty, what you're trying to say, that don't work like that. That's not that easy to just put an inline pump. Because remember, them inline pumps on the outside, remember, you got suction on one side trying to suck out tube that's going to go straight up and then over, and then it's a bad deal. It's a special deal actually, because I restored a vehicle that I took out the manual pump, and I went through 3 pumps before I got the right one. You know, an electric pump.
yeah, we did that too on Old Bonneville. Got rid of the pump because I think it runs off the cam, isn't it? How the old fuel pumps work? They run off the cam.
Yeah, there's an eccentric at the end of the camshaft.
Yep.
And that was worn. So because the pump loosened up or something, hell, I don't know. So we ended up putting an electric fuel pump in there, and it worked good for like 40 miles. Then it would get hot and quit. You had to sit alongside the road till everything cooled down, and you could get some more on it. We finally figured out what was going on. So then we, as kids and shit, you know, with no money, we bring a cooler full of ice and set a little baggie full of ice cubes on top of it. Keep it cool.
Yeah.
We could drive it around.
You know what I need to make? I need to make me a vacuum box so I can start making my own plastic canopies. You know what?
Well, I know that these little vacuum pumps you buy at Harbor Freight, the damn things are cheap and they seem to work well.
Oh, what? What is it?
It's a vacuum pump for like HVAC.
Uh-huh.
And I think they sell for like $125. And we got a couple guys that use them, and the damn things work good. Because the vacuum pump that's in my garage, my own, and the one in my van, them things are $590. I guess some of them are even more than that now.
Yeah, they're more than that now. I've got a vacuum pump. In fact, I had to put my car in a vacuum today because I had to take the Freon out because the stupid air condenser was, you know, I had to replace.
Oh, you had to replace the compressor?
Not the compressor, just the condenser.
Oh yeah.
It's mounted right on the radiator, man. It just shoved that right up out of the hood.
Well, at least you didn't have to reclaim your refrigerant.
Well, I don't have a reclaimer, so I just Thank God it's environment safe. Just release it in the
I
air.
figure when it crushed that damn condenser, it probably puked all your refrigerant out anyway.
No, didn't lose nothing.
Holy cow.
Yeah, yeah, it looks like a horseshoe too when you look at it. It's like a horseshoe.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Radiator, oh man, it went everywhere. It was glucking. It was glop, glop, glop right out of it.
Damn.
Of course, I had Dex Cool, so you know it's $18 a gallon.
It ain't funny, Tom, but
I know it is.
it just sounds funny when you say it. Yeah, only $18 a gallon.
Yeah, can you believe that? I thought when I first got started, I was buying antifreeze for $1.99 a gallon. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Not no more. 35 cents a gallon for gas, $1.99 for antifreeze, and oil was it was 35 or 45 cents a quart.
What's gas going there for now?
Well, here it's $2.46 an hour. $2.46 a gallon.
Shit, we're at 275.
We're
Wow.
at 225.
At what? How much?
225 yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning of last year, we were only paying $2.09 for gas here. It's up almost 70 cents a gallon.
It went up during the holidays. Hadn't come back down yet. Not much.
They say it's not going. They say that it's going to go over $3 a gallon here. It's not coming back down.
None of that pricing makes any sense to me.
I know it.
At least you're not in New Zealand.
To me, I know what makes sense. To me, it's like as soon as you hear on national TV that gas is going up, these owners of these gas stations, they just go, oh hey, we're gonna go up. They just automatically go up.
Well, they all seem to coordinate with each other very well.
Yeah, and they coordinate through the media.
How would you like to pay about $7 a gallon? That's what we pay here in New Zealand.
How much?
About $7 a gallon, US dollars a gallon.
Holy shit!
$2.
It's all taxes. It's mainly all taxes here. They just sock it to us in taxes, and every year the taxes go up. It's supposed to go up another 15% when they put on a regional fuel charge for Auckland. So it's going to keep on climbing up. Before you know it, it'll be $10 US a gallon here in New Zealand. And that's why a lot of people have converted to electric cars here. Yeah, it's just,
Did you say $2 a gallon or $10 a gallon?
it'll be, it'll be it's about 7 right now. Yeah, it's about 7 right now. I know we're on the other end of the planet, but it's all in taxes mainly. If you took all the taxes out, it would probably be like $3 a gallon, but it's mainly taxes that we pay on fuel.
That's incredible, man. That's terrible.
Man, I'd be electric, yeah. Either that or I'd lose my belly. I would be thin because I wouldn't be driving. I'd be bicycling, doing something.
Yeah, well, it's even the glow fuel. The glow fuels here is about would be about $30 a gallon for glow fuel. So yeah, it's all dear. The only stuff that you can get cheap here is the stuff you can get direct from China, and that's before, if it's the right amount. If it's under like 400 NZ, you don't have to pay duty on it. But once it goes over that, then the government wants a big chunk out of that. But they're trying to change the laws here so that they get taxes on everything that's imported.
How much is glow fuel?
It would be about $30 a gallon if you buy it commercially.
That's even high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make it for about 10.
I can make it for a lot less if I buy the ingredients and make it up myself, but it's just finding the ingredients, getting the nitromethane's hard. I go to an organic store and buy my organic castor oil, and that makes that part easy. And you go along to different chemical companies and buy the methanol, but it's just a hassle. So a lot of people just fork up for the shop fuel, but then they can't get fuel for their diesels. And that's where you've still got to be able to make up your own fuel if you want to run a diesel or you want to run some sort of racing engine where you want non-standard fuel, or even running a 4-stroke. It's hard to get a nice mix without making up your own.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that's so bad. $10 a gallon. You know, you guys, it's like an island. You have to have it all shipped in, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, we used to make a lot more in the past. In New Zealand, there was a lot more local manufacturer. They made their own aircraft and made their own trains. They did a lot more of their own manufacture, but that all ceased in the.
Someone's pocketing a lot of money.
Well, yeah, you figure that most all of our oil ships in from, you know, it did ship in from Saudi and down there in South America, Citgo.
I thought most of our oil was either domestic or Canadian.
Pardon me?
I thought most of our oil was domestic or Canadian.
Now we ship that out to other people. We get Venezuela oil because it's so hard to refine that United States is about the only place that refines it. And just about all of Venezuela oil comes here to the United States, comes into Texas there, and they refine it all.
Huh.
It's heavy crude or whatever. It's not, like that.
Yeah.
The light crude from, what do they call it? Not Brexit. Oh shit, I can't think what they call that other.
It's real thick stuff, right?
Huh?
It's real thick.
Yeah. Somewhere from the sea there and around England is where the light crude comes from. That's easy to refine and stuff. But yeah, I know, like, I'm not sure with tar sand and stuff like that, if that oil is considered heavy crude, or probably is.
Well, they do make some oil production here in New Zealand, but it's like a very waxy or clay oil, and it goes into lubricants, so it's all exported. But most of our oil stocks, I think, come from Singapore, and some refining happens here, but we've got one big pipeline, and they seem to have problems with that, getting the supplies of oil and trying to get high octane oil. The government purposely taxes high octane fuel a lot more than the low octane fuel, and that makes it hard on your old American cars like me and my wife have, because they don't like running on the low octane 91 octane fuel. They want to have 96 or 98 octane, and then they really stock on those.
So you looking into electric car then?
Minnesota Mike says they're paying $3.50 a gallon, and I think he's in California or somewhere near there. And
I figured he'd be in Minnesota.
No, he was when he named himself, I guess, but he's in California now.
Yeah. California Mike.
California
Or
Mike.
if I got that wrong, he'll be correcting me in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Has Charles been in tonight, speaking of California, or he hasn't had a chance?
Hadn't seen him. I don't know.
I didn't manage to get in on the Monday night show because we went to a local hobby shop with the boys because it's still school holidays, and it was a bit sad. There's just so little in stock. The hobby shops have really taken a dive. I suppose Tower Hobbies has taken a dive too, but a lot of our shops just aren't worth going there anymore. And just to shop online, like Steve said, go to Hobby King. It's just bad. You try to
Monday night show had the smallest crowd, just 3 people, and then it had a good YouTube crowd, but it was also the shortest show we ever did. In fact, we were signed off. It's 11:29 now, and we'd been off for 30 minutes by this time Monday night. We turned off at 10 after 11. So
yeah, I forgot.
Pretty good
I'm
crowd.
not getting for some reason I'm not getting the the deal's on my phone. It used to ring through and tell me you were on, and it's not coming through on my phone now again. I don't know why, but
No telling.
yeah, I forgot about it. I was in a lot of pain and ended up going to the dentist on Tuesday, and
Ooh.
so
Well, I have misplaced, and I have no idea where it's at. I've misplaced my 4-stroke muffler.
Oh,
you
that's
put it someplace where you wouldn't forget.
mm,
That's right.
No doubt. A really safe place.
Yeah.
I do that all the time. And you get up buying another way of finding it. Yeah. Well, it shouldn't
I
be
need
too
to
hard
get
to
organized in here. I'm not organized yet. This is my first year working in this shop that I've redone, and I'll have to make some changes. But you never know until you start working in it. You know what I mean?
It might be where you put your balancing thing, because did you balance it with your muffler on and everything?
Oh no.
Oh, you didn't balance it with a muffler. That might change your balance a little bit.
Yeah. Actually, I might use a lot less lead.
Yeah.
Right here, I'm hoping to just completely do away with the lead.
Yeah.
But where did I put it?
Yeah, because that muffler weighs about an ounce or so, doesn't it?
I'd say, yeah. It's I think it's a lot less than the other mufflers,
Yeah.
These 4-stroke mufflers, there's none to them really, but just a tube coming out of them.
Yeah, they'd be quarter the weight than a lot of the modern mufflers. A lot of the new mufflers are. Heck, they're so heavy. They're like the
We got a
G.
comment. We got a comment from YouTube. Jorge Gonzalez says you can use hydrogen too. He's right. I wish we could get hydrogen down to an affordable technology.
Yeah.
I was real high on it for a while because we had a developing research industry here with the University of South Carolina, but I have not heard anything about it lately. So,
well, that was one of my big bitches about Obama. Is that when he did that, he killed all money going to hydrogen.
Yeah, I guess that's where it went, because that's about when it disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was coming so far, so fast that will be. I've said it for 20 years. That will be how they run everything. And they were working on it there in these colleges on a metal, and a guy in Chicago had it where if you dropped the certain kind of metal into water, it would give off hydrogen, and it deteriorated the metal. Well, then once you emptied the tank out, when all the reaction was gone, you took the powder, you put it in and heated it back up, drove off the oxygen, and you got the metal back again.
Used it again. Yeah.
And you could use it again. Well, they took all the funding away from it, because that would, what he was showing is that basically as you hit the throttle or you needed more hydrogen, it just dropped that metal into the water further. It kind of worked like a kind of the opposite of nuclear, where they pull it out of the water.
Yeah, like a nuclear reactor sort of analog.
Yeah, it worked the same way. And they said, and they had another guy, well, down there in South Carolina, they had a guy and a woman that had came up with some kind of metal. They were trying to develop a new kind of metal, and they found out that it absorbed hydrogen. And they said that if you filled a regular gas tank, 29 gallon, like a truck tank worth of this metal, it would absorb enough hydrogen to go 1,200 miles in a normal car.
My son met them. I was with him, and I stood back and watched them have a conversation because it was over my head, but it, it was within his knowledge, and talked to him for about a half hour, and that sounded incredibly promising, and I was so disappointed when it disappeared. And it was in,
somebody paid him off. They gave him a lot of money, so that technology won't come back out. It's all patented and stuff because
that's just wrong on so many levels.
And it just took a DC current running through that tank to make the hydrogen come out of that that metal.
Yeah.
It's a real simple technology. And then with the guy there that had the pellet stuff that would go in the water, you could actually make it and store it in that tank and then run it off. But yeah, Obama killed. I was, you know, he went and put money into electric solar panels, this and that. But the whole thing's in hydrogen. I mean, that's how the sun runs. But
Minnesota Mike finally said, and I remember now, he's in Clovis, California, 50 miles south of Yosemite. He must be watching our stream about 10 minutes behind where we are live.
Oh, okay. Hey, you found it. You didn't lose it after all there, Tom.
Yeah, and Steve, you're right on the nose. It weighs exactly 1 ounce.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, so, and how much nose weight did you figure you had to put in?
1.25, 1.25.
Oh hell, once you hang that on there, 1/4 ounce, that won't be nothing. You could probably get that out of an APC prop. I don't know what kind of prop you're going to run on it. Different propellers will give you a 1/4 ounce in weight.
Well, I had a I had this APC prop on. I'll have to redo it again.
Better put a little heavier spinner on there, or because that spinner you got is probably one of the lightest spinners there are. If you put a aluminum one on there, you might balance right out and not even have to add any nose weight. And then if you wanted to take some out, you can change to a wooden prop. You can change your spinner to adjust the balance in it as you go, because you may want to move the CG back a little bit. You never can tell.
Yeah, I know where I had the CG before, and I liked the way it flew right there. So I just put the CG right back, right where it was before I started all this mess.
Now, was the CG where you liked it? Was that where the plan said to have it?
I'm actually a little bit behind it than where the plan said, where it flew, because I had it right at the CG, and then I went a little more, and then yeah, it flew better than where it was at.
I tell you what, you take off a lot of that nose weight, and it may change it to where you want to push that CG further forward. Start out.
Yep.
Because I had that on a clown, a flying, or that super clown, and I end up having tail weight, and I end up having to put more tail weight in it to move the CG back. But once I put a light motor in it, that damn thing was so twitchy that I had to move the CG back forward again. I guess it was just overcoming the weight of the nose, that barbell effect or whatever it was.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I just figured another couple months you'll be able to take that out and fly it and see how it flies once the weather warms up.
Oh, I know, right? I'm taking it. I go to this one contest in Polk City in June every year. It's the first contest event that I fly, and there's a guy there that comes there every year, and that's all he flies is 4-stroke.
Oh, okay.
So I got a hold of him about a month ago when I got this set up to see what fuel he runs, and stuff.
What does he run for fuel?
It's actually, to tell you the truth, I'd have to look on my paper that I wrote down. Close mine, what I do is I add a little more. I add a lot of castor oil to 1 gallon, I buy 20% SIG, and I'll add 8 ounces of Benol caster to it.
I don't think you're going to want to put that in a 4-stroke.
Huh?
You're not going to want to run that in a 4-stroke. Usually
No,
4-stroke fuel has 0 caster, very little.
I think he's like 22% or something like that fuel. He runs 15%. You told me. I know the recipe is at least 15% nitro.
Yeah.
But I don't know about. I'd have to look at see how much caster and how much synthetic.
What we've been running here is basically 0 castor oil, and we've been running helicopter fuel
On 4-stroke.
Yeah, or I do have some SIG 4-stroke fuel, and I think that only has 2% caster in it.
All I know is I'd love to take as much caster as I can out, because it's a hell of a mess to clean up.
Yeah, I'd get on StuntHangar and talk to them guys on that 4-stroke thing, see what they're running. But if you run caster in there, you will absolutely screw the valves up. It won't run long, and then the damn thing will start losing power, and you'll be pulling it all apart, cleaning the valves. And it was like on that 40 that was given to me. It didn't run worth a crap, and we got a guy in our club that he runs nothing but 4-strokes and stuff. He likes YSs, but he can work on any of them. And he took that apart and cleaned the valves and cleaned the head all up and put her all back together. And that thing is one sweet running motor again now.
Are those valves just miniature versions of what we see in automobile engines?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, they sure are. And if you use
Oh,
castor oil, it throws a little bit of oil up there and stuff, and it gums everything all up.
Yeah.
There's just not enough fuel going through there to keep it clean. And 4-strokes run so much hotter that the head temperature and stuff is real hot, and it tends to burn that caster on the valves and up in the head and on the piston.
Do they have tappets that lift the valve stems?
Yep.
And is there an oil channel through the tappet up through the stem too? Or
no, it blows. Somehow if you kind of look on the front of that motor, there's push rod tubes.
Yeah.
And it blows. The blow by and stuff goes up through them tubes, and that's how that oils the valves and everything. It's by a blow by. There's no pressure, oil pressure as such.
Oh. So by blow by, you mean what gets past the rings on the compression stroke?
Yeah, exactly. And then probably that one too has like a little drain in the
crankcase on the bottom side.
Now, did you have to turn that so it points down?
Well, he told me I didn't have to worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Just as long as he says, make sure nothing's obstructing it. Make sure it's something that you can see it. I've got mine to where I can actually I can see it. So
Well, the one thing you can do too is hang your airplane so it'll run out of that. If there's any extra oil and stuff inside the crankcase.
Right. Hang it by the tail.
Yeah.
So do they ever starve for oil when the engine position changes? Like inverted or sideways or anything like that? Do the valve lubrication, does it ever starve?
Now, the old OSs and Enyas, they didn't even have valve covers on them. They were just open to the air.
They have a kit for this motor here to where you can convert it to have open push rods and open tappets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know they don't take much oil. And them guys used to just take a drop or whatever and put a little bit of oil on it every day. And I mean, the one that made it the Atlantic crossing there had open tappets on it. No oil whatsoever.
Cool when you're sitting there watching it, you know, run.
You know.
Hey,
I don't know if it would.
Mark, did you see the post that I put on StuntHangar at the bottom of your thread about your control line simulator?
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to put together any pictures. I don't really have anything more than what I posted.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. If you got them all in one folder, if you wanted to kind of think about a presentation, we could feature that one night on here if you wanted to. If you don't want to, that's fine.
I got a question for you guys that do mess with the smaller stuff. My brother's got a Cox RC airplane. It's called a Scorpion. And that took a TD09 RC, which the things are super hard to come by and everything. Do you guys know of any motors that are about the size of a 09 Cox engine?
It would probably be a 15 to match the power of an 09.
Yeah, they're too big. That's what we're finding out, is that the things are big and they stick out too far for the cowl. And I didn't know about the Thunder Tiger 010. If that thing was the right size or not, is becoming a problem with size.
I don't know. I've got a Thunder Tiger. I can't remember if it's a 10 or a 15.
They do an 07. They did an 07 Thunder Tiger. My brother's got a couple of those. But if you go to Hobby King, they've got those little AP Hornets, and they come as an 11 and the 15. And they're very compact. They're very small, nice small motor.
Yeah, I have that. We tried it, and that one is also too big. That's about the size of a Cox 15 medallion or whatever.
Yeah.
I have one of them also, and we're going to put that on there, and they're just too long.
Yeah.
So I didn't know. Only thing I could think of that I ever seen pretty small was that Thunder Tiger 10. But I heard it doesn't have a whole lot of power, but I figure we can put enough nitro to it to where we can up the power of it.
I've got an 09 if you want it.
You got a TD09?
Yeah. It's not an RC.
Can they be swapped over to an RC, or?
I expect so. This one had a odd problem with something was causing the skirt of the piston to just barely bump the top of the screw-in back plate. I can't remember if me and TD Bandit looked at it one night, and Dave Fountain looked at it one night. He might have fixed it sitting out there in my shop. I don't remember, but if you give me your address, I'll send it to you. It's yours.
If you want to convert it to the TD09 RC, go to Cox International up in Canada, and they will sell the 09 RC card for, I think, $35.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, send me your address, Steve. I'll send you that 09.
All right. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll talk to my brother, make sure that that's what he wants. But I think that's the only thing we really can do.
Yeah. Otherwise, this is a good engine. I don't know if it could have a bent rod or something like that. I don't think it does, but open it up and see what it is. But I believe it would run like it is right now, but it might need some attention. But hell, I'm not going to mess with it, so I'll let you take it.
Oh, okay.
See
cool.
Rusty, have you had one where the piston got so worn that the little bump in the top of the piston, the ball and socket, starts punching through the piston? Have you had that happen?
No, it's got a good flat top on it. It doesn't look like anything like that's gone wrong. It was kind of a mystery to me. So, I don't know what it was.
Yeah, my brother, he's got a little tool that resets that ball and socket.
Yeah, I got one too. Well, I don't have a 15 one, but I think there's a one for you can borrow one at Cox Engine Forum. Mark, don't we have a reset tool for a 15 that you can borrow from the forum?
I believe there are 2 floating around. I've never had to do it, so I'm not sure who is running it. I think, who was it on
Jason,
here?
maybe.
Yeah, Jason in Wisconsin. I think he has the one that's floating around. Or
Okay.
he's only out.
Well, if Steve needs that, once he gets that engine, then we can get it for him.
All right. Oh. Hey guys, I think I'm gonna hit it. It's almost midnight.
It is, yeah. I think I want to
Yeah.
turn it off at midnight anyway.
All I've done tonight is kind of like a head bobber. You know, do birds.
Yeah.
Well,
So you screw that muffler on your motor so you won't lose it again?
No, because I got to take the motor off, and right now I know the motor is exactly 0 degrees.
Oh, okay.
And this is where I need to get my spinner, situation done.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just gonna see. I'm on hold now because now I'm gonna go to the swap meet and I'm gonna look for me one of them spinners, like you said, the flat back plate. Yep.
Yeah, you can just, a lot of them you can find they're all beat to shit and pay a buck for it.
Oh shit! I won't even pay that if it's beat to shit. I'll give you a quarter. Yeah, I set up right now. We've got, this is no kidding. My buddy come across an auction, and this guy had a truckload of airplane kits. Well, most of these airplane kits are like them remote control airplanes, them 3D planes, and great big, 120 cc's, and
wow.
I mean, 6 to 8 foot wingspans, and fuselages that are 10-inch diameter, 8-inch diameter, huge. And we took them with us to a swap meet the first week of December. We're taking them. We got rid of half of them.
Wow.
Anyway, bought the whole truckload for $50.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Well,
are these kits or ARFs?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to convince them into keeping all that money into a jar for our hotel for the Nats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
so are these regular kits or are they ARFs?
Oh no, they're just regular kits. I mean, I bet you there's at least $50 or between $50-$60 at least just in balsa wood.
Holy shit.
You
can post that up on StuntHangar. I might even be able to get rid of some of the kits for you.
Well, these are remote control. Like what are them 3D planes? There's a whole God, what's the name of it? I know it. Extreme
Extra.
Yeah.
Oh, Extreme RC.
Yeah, like you got the 300 to 400 and the 500 series plane.
Yeah.
That's the extra, right?
That's what it is.
Well, yeah, they made the extra, but Extreme RC, they were all carbon fiber and balsa. And
no, it's a lot of expensive. No carbon fiber I see in these boxes, but I see a lot of, I mean, hell, there's cows that big around on these things, but fiberglass cows.
Yeah.
Hell, I was like, wow, one of the wheel pants that was on one. I'm like, hey, I wonder if that would be a great nose cow for an airplane,
Yeah.
For like, I mean, these wheel pants were huge.
Well, I tell you what, you might stick that shit on eBay. Some of them kits may go for $400 or $500 a piece.
Oh, well, we know that some of them, most of them, all of them are over 200 a piece.
Yeah. But yeah, you'd be surprised what some of them kits go for now that people still want to build
We
these
sold
kits.
half of them the 9th, but you know, he was like, "Hey, I tell you what, I'll throw you a deal. You know, $50. I mean, you couldn't go wrong. Just there's more than $50 worth of wood there.
Oh yeah, in each box.
Yeah, I mean, the box is huge. So yeah, I got me a little list going. So I need some goodies. I need some hardware stuff. I need music wire. I need to make some flap horns. You know, I'm gonna do my own soldering and shit. I need to make them myself.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be looking for.
Yeah, if you like, you know, basically I always flew RC, and I still with guys that still build and stuff like that. So yeah, if you got RC kits, not ARFs, and I might be able to peddle a bunch of them for you.
Yeah, well, thanks. We'll see what happens this Sunday. This one here that we go to is our main one. I mean, it's always king. It's jackpot. This one is always a jackpot time. This one here that we go to is our main one. I mean, it's always.
All right, guys. I'm out of here. I hope to see you Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll see you, Steve. Have a good one. Tell Samantha said hi and bless you and your family.
Yeah, she's already in bed. So.
That's where I'm heading. I'll see you guys later.
All
right.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
You too.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night. Thanks for hosting us, Rusty.
Sure thing, Gerald. Appreciate it, and I appreciate the contributions from everybody that punched the super chat tonight. Thank you, YouTube people. Y'all, we had a good turnout on YouTube, so we will see y'all back Monday, same time, same channel. And until then, fair winds, tight lines, and see you later. Good night.
Good night.